Kamala Harris was the DEI hire, and just no qualifications. How did she get to be the nominee for president? Because usually you have to go through a process, okay? You have to have some experience to be able to get all the funding and this and that. You have to win some primaries. She never won a primary. In fact, she lost before she ever got to Iowa last time. Remember that? She lost. She was already out because nobody liked her. But the Democrats had an idea. She's dark colored and she's a woman. And she's going to be our DEI candidate. They put her into office at the time when this whole gender confusion thing was becoming a big thing. And some very extremist people on the very left were pushing this gender ideology, genderless society stuff onto us. And this was right before we were just building up to the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light commercial. And remember Black Lives Matter when it was during the lockdown and they let everybody riot in the streets over Black Lives Matter while I had to wear a mask to go into the grocery store and keep a 6-foot distance. And they didn't care about those riots, but they didn't want students protesting on campus against genocide. It was all very weird. It was all to promote their racial ideology agenda, but they never helped the Black people. They never did anything for the Black people or for the poor people. So let's get into this video. This is my take 2, but I'm going to do take 1 appended to this video. So this is just the part I forgot to add, that this was all part of what they were building up into this agenda, and people are tired of it. And all these kids who are had medical surgeries are detransitioning. Like the whole bloom has come off the charade. They're like a freak show. These trans people are a freak show. They have mental health issues. I know someone left a comment on here before about they have a friend who's trans. I'm sure you're a very good friend, and trans people need friends, but they have mental health issues. They need mental help. They need therapy, okay? If you're a man, you can dress like a woman. I don't care. But why do you have to do genital mutilation on your body? You need mental help. You need therapy. You don't need to be butchered on your body, especially children. It's just gone crazy. It's not normal, it's not healthy, and we shouldn't be encouraging it. We should be helping these people who feel trapped in their bodies. And the actual number of people who actually feel trapped in their bodies is very small. I think it's like 0.05% of people are actually transgender who as adults still feel wrong in their body. And most of them seem very weird. They have mental health issues. They're not normal. Like gay people. Gay people are normal. They just have a preference for a different gender. Gay people are normal. Bisexual people are normal, in my opinion. Trans people have a mental health issue. Okay? We shouldn't be glamorizing it and trying to push it on everybody like it's normal and pushing it on kids. It's just weird. Okay? And people see through that. Same way as, this whole racial ideology is just weird. They went too far. Okay, so now here's the first part of the video. But I think the whole trans thing played a big part in this whole DEI hire. We're for trans. Remember twerking? Kamala had people twerking on one of her first rallies. I'm like, I didn't even know who Megan Stallion was. To me, she seems like a white trash, kind of like skanky, gross. It was a turnoff to me to see that woman strutting around shaking and twerking. It's very low class. You can do that at your private party, but for a presidential race, I don't think so. And then they have all this like, Dylan Mulvaney came to the White House and these colorful flags at the White House. You're demeaning actual gay people. Actual gay people are offended because they're told that they're not gay enough. If a lesbian woman doesn't want to date a man who's become a woman, trans, she's considered transphobic. It's just weird. Like, just be normal. Anyway, let's get into the video. I'm glad the comments are off because I'm probably going to piss off anyone who's trans, who has trans friends. One more thing I want to say about the trans people. Therapists have gone off the rails too, because every therapist I've talked to, and there were only just 2 in the last few years, they're helping people with their whole trans thing. They think it's normal. They want to encourage it. You need to help these people, not encourage their delusion. If I think I'm a cat, are you going to tell me it's okay? I should start meowing, getting a litter box, growing fur on myself? These people need help. And another thing I want to say is that if people feel like a man wants to dress like a woman, dress like a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't go around with your pink hair and your weirdo stuff and shaking and twerking in public spaces in front of children. It's just weird. I don't want to see it. Okay? And I'm sexually open. Okay? I don't want to see that because it's weird. It's just too weird. Do that in your private. Don't make a candidate that... I'm surprised they didn't pick Dylan Mulvaney as a candidate. That's what they should have done. Pick a black trans woman as the candidate. Then I would have been really... That's what they should have done. Anyway, let's get into the video. Another reason Kamala lost is because she is the DEI hire. Is this the last of the DEI hires? Good morning, I'm Sharzad Morgan, coming to you with the news. Maybe I'll just do like morning reports with coffee, I don't know. The Democratic Party has been run so far by the extreme left, who were pushing their trans ideology and their DEI hires onto everybody. And I think that's why a lot of these people that are Democrats look so weird, because they've lost touch with their humanity. They've started living their inner lives according to some outer construct of we have no genders, we need to start hiring people that are disqualified just for their race and their gender. It was this whole gender ideology politics stuff run amok. And we had the first backlash when Dylan Mulvaney, a man prancing around as a very tawdry woman, made that commercial for Bud Light, and Bud Light went way, their sales were like boycotted. They were struggling for a while. And I think the next ad they came out with was like the cowboy or the Budweiser horses or something like that. They completely missed the mark. These people were pushing their ideology onto everyone. And normal people don't want to have your trans stuff shoved in our face. I used to love going to drag shows, but now you're just made it kitschy and tawdry, and you started sexualizing children. It seemed like some new world agenda to, take our humanity away, like Bill Gates trying to get us to eat worms and babies made in test tubes, and like the complete destruction of relationships and society and family and just authenticity, really. I mean, you can be a man and dress like a woman, but why do you have to change your body and do surgeries? Why do you have to hire people based on the color of their skin? You're watering down the intelligence of what's available when that is your standard. And by the way, there are very many dark-skinned women who are very capable. Why did you have to pick an airhead? But I digress. I think Disney and Hollywood movies are also going away from the DEI agenda. And I hope that the Democrats will pay attention and be like, maybe we made a huge mistake. Because Biden had promised to put in a black woman as his vice president, but they picked Kamala. Now, why did they pick her out of all the people they could pick? Maybe because he didn't want someone intelligent to be there with him. He wanted an airhead, so he could be the head honcho. I mean, I know she has a law degree, supposedly, but she was kind of dumb. And so they picked a dark colored woman just for that. But I think Tulsi Gabbard, she's dark colored and she's a woman. She would have been much better. That's just one name that comes to mind right now. Anyway, so that's another reason Kamala lost. She was the DEI VP, and the Democrats are blaming the rest of the country for not being in love with their ideology. They have gone off the rails, these Democrats, off the plantation. I do not want your DEI stuff shoved in my face. I want the best and the brightest. And if you want to help people that are disadvantaged of all colors, there are a lot of white people disadvantaged too, don't forget. You have to invest in education. You have to invest in education. Our education system is crap. Okay? You have to invest in education. You have to get rid of this no child left behind nonsense. Have children start doing math worksheets, be accountable for their homework, hold them to standards, hold them back a grade if they can't perform, have some discipline in the classroom, have some standards in place, and free trade school and free university. And people have to compete for those spots. Okay, that's what we need. That's how you help people rise up. Not with this bullshit, based on the color of your skin. I think they went off the rails. I really think they did. And hopefully they will learn a lesson. We are done with your DEI crap. Don't push it down our throats. It's just weird. That's all. That's all. I'm done with the video.